Hi, I'm Mark. This is my December review for Virgo Sun sign and Virgo rising. We start the month with Neptune, who's in your opposite sign of Pisces, turning direct. Now, it's been retrograde for some time, and the lesson that we hopefully learned during that time was to bring spirituality into our relationships and business dealings. But if you have a planet around 20 degrees Virgo, which could be your Sun, or 20 degrees Pisces, or even the angles, which is Gemini and Sagittarius, then it will affect you quite intensely. And with Neptune going direct, there might be spirituality coming into your life. You might feel more compassion to others. There might be messages or signs coming through from the spirit realms. Any number of things could happen with this turn of Neptune into the direct motion. On the 4th we have the New Moon solar eclipse, which is happening in your 4th house and in Sagittarius. Now, this is a total eclipse and it is visible very low down on the southern hemisphere, but not, I'm afraid, in the northern hemisphere. Now, this eclipse is part of the Saros 5 South series, which again brings happy events and joyous occasions. So we've got those to look forward to. And these could centre around your home because it's in the 4th house. It's also a good time to make long-term planning with the eclipse in the 4th house. And it could be that you want to remodel your home or even move home. This is very much a focus at this time. Now, with it being in Sagittarius, there's also a need for expansion and for growth. So maybe you want to try something new in the long term. Could be that you want to just take a few risks with this new moon. Sagittarius is often known for taking risks, but calculated risks. There's a boost of Mars energy on the 5th as he makes a sextile to Pluto. Now, Pluto's in the 5th house of creativity and self-expression. Mars in the 3rd house, which is the mental side, and also Mars has got the physical energy. So you can combine all these at this time, and Mars being in Scorpio as well, you have the intensity. So this is a time when you can bring everything together and really achieve. On the 6th, Mars makes a square to Jupiter, so you've got another 4 days whereby Jupiter being in that 6th house is good for work, it's good for doing anything to do with your daily routines, it's great for exercise and for expending all that energy, and it's a time when you can really push forward on whatever it is you want to be doing. On the 7th, there may be a little blip in that Mars energy because the Sun makes an opposition to the Black Moon Lilith. This is from the 4th to the 10th house, so it could be to do with the home or with your career or chosen path. Now the blip is going to be illuminated because the Sun always illuminates the shadow side of the Black Moon. So whatever it is you need to adjust or to make slight changes with, the Sun will illuminate that. It could be an event, it could be like a mini crisis that happens, but you'll know what to do once it's happened, and then you can make the changes and carry on as before. Then on the 9th we have an incredibly intense romantic day, full of passion, because Venus comes together with Pluto in your 5th house of love and love affairs. So if you're in a relationship, you can explore this and it can be quite good. This will happen again, and I'll tell you why in a moment. The reason why Venus connects with Pluto again is because she goes retrograde, so there'll be 2 more conjunctions, one later this month and then the 3rd and final one on the 3rd of March. Now, we can make discoveries while Venus is retrograde, especially about our relationships, and we can see where we need to make important changes. Now, the lesson to be learned with Venus retrograde in the 5th house is to develop sincerity in your love relationships. Also, it's a good time to make discoveries about children as well, if you have children, and also your creative side, because this is the house of creative expression. So all of these things you can work with while Venus is going in that retrograde motion. Now, there's a day of enlightenment on the 8th of January because this is when Venus and the Sun come together. So this is a time when you'll be able to see exactly what it is you need to do and what it is you can work with within your relationships and other areas. Two aspects on the 11th. The first is a square between the Sun and Neptune. This is a day when you don't want to be doing anything too physical, so don't plan anything for this weekend too taxing. We also have an aspect between Mercury and Jupiter. Jupiter's in that 6th house, so it's a good time to sit down and look at maybe your routines, your diet, your health and exercise. Make plans how to improve things going forward in the future. On the 14th we have Mars, who's now moved into Sagittarius and your 4th house, making a conjunction with the Moon's south node. Now Mars in the 4th house means it's time to do any remodelling or any redecoration of your home and get things in order. But with the connection with the south node, it also triggers the north node, and these two are linked together. So Mars conjunct the south node means you use all your experience or your knowledge, and you need to put it to good use, but you need to direct it towards the north node, which is your destiny, and it's in the 10th house, so that's your career, your destined path and your public standing. So you need to direct that Mars energy into the north node area. Then on the 16th we have the biggest aspect of the year coming into orb again, and this is the aspect between Saturn and Uranus. Now if you've got a planet between say 10 and 14 degrees of Uranus, then this will affect you very much personally, but otherwise it's more of a general thing for all of us. Now the thing with these two is that you've got Saturn, and Saturn's in your 6th house of routines, is about organisation and structure, whereas Uranus is about change, rebelliousness, and these two have been battling it out all year. It all started back in January, and you can see it being played out in various news stories and on TV, and it's coming to an end soon. So hopefully we'll learn by what's happened, but what we really need is people to use the positive side of Uranus, which is the inventiveness, to think up new ideas to bring creative change rather than just change for the sake of it. On the 19th we have a full moon. Now this full moon happens to be in your 10th house and Gemini, so this is a very good full moon for you. Now it could be that you're suddenly called upon to take the lead role. You may be called upon to go public on behalf of your company or other people, or even your group, because we also have your ruler Mercury making an aspect to Chiron on the same day, and this is usually a sign that you'll be asked to be the spokesperson or the voice for a group. Also with this full moon it means advancement in either your career or your destined path, and there could be good news about properties or the home as well. So all in all this is pretty good, but the full moon in Gemini links in with your ruler Mercury, because he also rules Gemini. This is about gathering more information, networking with people, spreading your web to take in and encompass a larger range of people and events. And hopefully with all that's going on over the next 2 weeks there'll be some very good news for you. On the 20th, Mercury, who's in that 5th house of creativity, makes a positive aspect to Uranus in the 9th house. This is about looking for new discoveries, new adventures that will change your beliefs, and you can use these in a creative way. Then on the 24th we have Mars making an aspect to Chiron. Chiron's in the 8th house, so your perception will be increased. You'll be able to put energy into overcoming any past hurts or obstacles that stand in your way, and you can drive forward with this aspect. On the 26th, it's a day when you can be more aware and more compassionate with others, as Mercury, your ruler, makes an aspect to Neptune in the 7th house. And it's a good time to open up communication lines and discuss things with people openly. The only thing that might be against you on this day is that you might be prone to fantasy or a little bit of dreaminess. Then on the 28th it's full on. because Mars makes a positive aspect to Saturn. Saturn's in your 6th house of work and your routine, so you can put all your effort into getting things done now. This is 4 days of pure Mars energy that will get you so much achieved. It's fantastic. On the 29th we have a come together of Mercury and Venus. So this is a good opportunity to take stock of and view your relationships. While Venus is retrograde, you can analyse things and discover things and see where you need to make positive changes going forward. The other 5th house aspect is from the Sun to Chiron. So this is good to overcome any past insecurities regarding how you express yourself, whether it's creatively or verbally. And then the other aspect on that day is from Jupiter to the Moon's nodes. Now, when a planet accesses a node like this, it's a good time to balance. Now, the nodes are across the 4th and 10th house, so it's a good time to balance work and home. And with Jupiter in the 6th house, this will help you to get your routines organised. On the 31st, there's a positive aspect between the Sun and Uranus. This is a good time to make new discoveries about yourself. This is a time to look within and see how you express yourself, how you act with others, and also it could be a time when you can change your beliefs about yourself or get more belief in yourself. You can definitely make new discoveries on this day, and it's a very inspirational and inventive day, and it's a good time to try new things. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.